Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm back in the same area that I filmed my first ever video talking about how I got my Jeep and why I got it. And today I wanted to film a video of the top 5 things that I really like about my Jeep. I've had it for like a year and a half-ish now, so I have a pretty good grasp on kind of what I don't like, what I do like. But today I am going to focus on the top 5 things I do like. I might throw in a few extras as I go along, but I am going to focus on these top 5 things. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. As you guys know, I do work on my own Jeep. I do pretty much all of the maintenance. Actually, all of the work on my Jeep. Michael will help me sometimes, but for the most part, you guys know that I'm the one that does it. So one thing that is really important to me that I really like about this is that there's space in the engine bay. Now I do have the 3.7 V6, so obviously if you have the V8 version, there's not going to be as much space. But for me, there's all kinds of space. Like, you can see the ground. I can easily reach my hand in there. The only thing maybe is the oil filter is a little bit difficult to reach, but there is space to work, to get stuff done. It's not super crowded, not super hard to reach a lot of things in here. So that is probably my #1 thing that I've really enjoyed about this, since I am the one working on it. It's pretty easy to work on. Like, it's pretty straightforward. The one thing I would say is that sometimes it's a little hard to find answers online about questions that I may have on my Jeep, which is part of the reason why I'm making this channel and these videos, is to hopefully help people find more answers about their Jeeps. So that would be my #1 thing, is that there's space in the engine bay, that it's easy to work on. Pretty much everything is fairly easily accessible. There's space underneath of the car. If for some reason you need to go under without jack stands, you could probably fit. That is my #1 thing, just how easy it is to work on, the space in the engine bay. So #1 was space in the engine bay. #2 is actually the space that's inside. So my Jeep is my daily driver. It's my grocery getter. It's a lot of things. So we travel with it. So the space inside is very nice. It has a ton, sorry, my Jeep is very dirty. It's been sitting outside, but it has a ton of trunk space, which is super nice when we're traveling. The back seat is also spacious enough. You guys can see I have a car seat in there. There's plenty of space in the back seat for passengers. And also, I just like the space in the front. Like, you don't feel super crowded when you're driving. You have your own space, your passenger has your own space. There's enough leg room for the passenger. Like, it's just a really well spaced out, I guess is the best way to put it. You don't feel cramped. You don't feel like claustrophobic. I know I've been in cars where it's like, you feel like there's no room, like you can't move. So that is not like this at all. It's very nice, very spacious. 3 that I like about my Jeep is how easy it is to modify. Like, there are so many options to modify these kind of Jeeps. As you guys know, I have modified mine a little bit. Just a quick rundown of everything that I've done. These are aftermarket wheels and tires. I do have an aftermarket front grille. It was white before, and I changed it out for black. I did plasti dip the badges on the front and the rear into black. I have tinted my front windshield and my front windows. I did both of those myself. And then the last thing I can think of is I changed out the taillights for aftermarket ones, and I'm just really liking the way that it looks. There are a few more modifications that I want to do, just haven't done them yet. But that is my 3rd one, is that it's easy to modify. There's so many available parts, so many options, so many different brands that you can do pretty much anything you want to do with these. So that is one thing that I do really like about this. You're able to personalize it. you're able to really make it yours and fit your style. The next thing I love about my Jeep is just the body styling. I really like this styling. I do not personally like the generation before it that's more boxy. I do like this one. I do prefer this one. I even almost prefer this one to the newer body styling. It's just my personal preference, I guess. You may not always agree, but I really, really, really love just the styling. Like, it's a classic, nice look for a Jeep, I guess. But that's my number 4. There's not really much to say about it. I just really, really, really like the way that they look. Then the last thing, but certainly not least, is just driving it. I feel like if you own a car and you don't like the way that it drives, or you don't like how you feel when you drive it, then it's like, why do I have this car if I don't actually like the way that it drives, or I don't like the way that I feel when I'm driving it? So I mean, I understand some people might not be able to have a car that they absolutely love, but I'm fortunate enough that I do have a car that I love, and I do have a car that I really love to drive. So for me, like, just the driving experience in it, I do not like sitting low to the ground when I'm driving. So I like sitting up higher. The one downside I do have to say about the Jeeps is when you are driving, the windshield is not super like tall. I feel like personally I would prefer to go up a little bit higher and just have a little bit more visibility. But overall, I really enjoy the driving, like how my Jeep drives. It drives really nicely. I've changed out the cluster actually, and I love the way that the new cluster is. The only thing that I don't like about the drivability in my Jeep, which it doesn't really affect the drivability, it's just the experience, is this head unit. It is aftermarket, and I've been talking about changing it for a while. This one is just, I think, a little bit outdated, and it's not super user-friendly, so I want to find a different one that's a little bit better, has, you know, Apple CarPlay, all those fun things. But overall, like, the driving experience in this, I just really enjoy it. So yeah, those are the top 5 things that I really like the most about my Jeep, and I even mentioned a couple things that I don't like. Maybe I'll do another video on specific things that maybe are not my favorite about the Jeep, but overall I really, really, really have enjoyed this vehicle. I haven't had any like major issues. I did have to replace the heater core, and I did have to replace the radiator, but those are fairly common things with these, so it's nothing that like was unexpected. And I currently don't have AC in my Jeep. That's a whole nother long story that I'm not going to get into right now, but for the most part I haven't had any issues, and I absolutely love it. So I hope this video has helped somebody. Maybe you're looking into buying this generation of Jeep, or maybe you're just curious, but mine is a 2006 Laredo, and I love it. I know I've probably said that 100 times, but I'm just trying to get across how much I really, really, really do love this Jeep, and I enjoy driving it, and I just can't wait to continue to drive it and continue to get more experience working on it, and continue to modify it to fit how I want it to look, because it's not quite there yet. It's close, but not all the way. So anyway, I hope this video helped someone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit the like button if you did, and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more videos coming real soon. See you in the next one.